Welcome. I hope today's video finds you off to a great start to your year, the year 2022. In today's video, we are going to cover how to make 2022 your most productive year yet. I would consider myself to be a highly productive person. I'm very organized. I'm very good at planning. I'm very good at managing and maintenance. And today I want to share with you one of the biggest components to that success. And it's often one of the biggest things that I hear missing in my clients' lives that cause them stress and overwhelm and keep them from being the productive person that they desire and living the optimal life that they want to achieve. Welcome. I'm Tracy Hensel. I'm a certified professional coach. I'm owner of Hensel Coaching and Consulting. I'm also a mother of 5. 4 of them are completely raised, they are adults, and they are thriving as well. I help people just like you optimize your systems, optimize your relationships, optimize your health and wellness, and optimize whatever area it is you desire. You can learn more about me on my coaching and consulting website as well as my personal brand website. Both of those links will be in the description box below today's video. So what is it that I do to be so productive that I can impart on you? It's honestly something that I have done my whole adult life, and not really purposely. I just kind of did it. I can't really say that I came from a background of witnessing and observing it, although when I think about it, I think some components, yes. My mother was a working mom, so I did have to see her be on her game and be productive and be organized and plan ahead. Maybe I picked up some of those skills. I'm not really sure. The important thing to understand is that anyone can be organized and anyone can be productive. Actually, we all are organized. We're all organized in what we value and what's important to us, and I always find this in coaching when someone shares with me that they're not organized. I always tell them, oh yes you are, and I will find those holes that you're missing, and I'll share those with you where you are organized. It may not be serving you, but you're still organized. What I'm talking about is learning the art of planning ahead. This is where I am really great, and I want to share what I do to plan ahead with you. Most people, if they do plan ahead, they're only planning maybe one day ahead, and often that's the night before. And then often they find out that there's not enough hours in a day to execute and deliver on everything that they need to, all of their responsibilities. What would make sense if you're not really looking at the next day until the night before. And while I do organize tomorrow today, there's a bigger component that needs to take place, and that's planning way in advance. Like the weekend before the week is when you want to plan everything, the big picture thinking, so that you can wrap your head around everything that's to come with your personal life, your professional life, your home life, and your family. I call it plan next week this week. So right now we're on Sunday. That means today I'm planning for all of next week. Now that doesn't mean that things won't arise, they always do, but when you're planning ahead, you can adjust course. I assure you, I've been doing this a long time. Now there's a couple different ways that you can plan ahead. You could do it all today on Sunday, and often people do, and that's great. You can lounge around, put on some comfy, cozy clothes. You can do a lot of your planning while sitting and maybe having a glass of wine or a cup of tea. And often people are too busy on the other days, so Sunday afternoon is a great time to plan out your whole week. For me, because even my Sundays can be really busy, there's a lot of times I'm filming on a Sunday. I may even take some coaching clients on a Sunday because I have to work around everyone's schedule. I prefer to be planning next week, this week, all week. So while today is Sunday, and I probably will be wrapping up some things today to get my head wrapped around the week, I've already done many things throughout the week when I have little blocks of time. The important thing that I can tell you is that during those blocks of time, I make sure I don't get distracted. It's okay for me to do something that I find pleasure from, but For me, I know what serves me, and the most important thing is that I'm working towards next week. And then if I have some extra time, I'll take that downtime. Whatever way works for you is fine. There's no right or wrong. What's right is what's going to be right for you, and maybe you test it out. Maybe you try doing all your planning next week, this week, today, on Sunday, and maybe after a few weeks you find that doesn't serve you because you don't really have that big chunk of a time. So then maybe you start pecking away at it all throughout the week. What I'm going to encourage you to do is create a master list of what exactly you need to do to plan next week, this week. That's going to be your guide, and every week you're going to take that out. Let's say on Sunday afternoon, you're going to pull that plan next week, this week document out, and you're going to follow it to make sure you're checking off all the boxes so you don't miss anything. Because we can't remember, right? We're not computers. We're not meant for storage. We have to get it out somewhere. So start with that master document. And what do we plan? What do we plan next week? What do we plan this week for next week, Tracy? Often that's what people will ask me. Well, it's going to be different for everyone. I have a workshop that I conducted in September where I address how to plan next week, this week, and organize tomorrow, today. And I highly, highly encourage you to look into purchasing the replay. I will have the replay link in the description box below. That's a 2-hour workshop, and it is powerful, and we cover everything from the calendar to the task list to chore list for your children to a communication list for your husband, a meal plan calendar, the grocery list. And I troubleshoot people's blind spots because I answer a lot of questions in that workshop, so I really encourage you to go there. But I'm going to share with you real quick today what I do this week to plan for next week. And while what I do is going to look different than everyone else, hopefully it gets your wheels spinning so you can create that document to identify what you need to do today to plan for next week. I break my planning next week, this week into categories. There's personal, which is all about me. There's business because I run 2 businesses. If you're a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you're retired and you don't work outside the home, you won't have that category. That's why this is going to be unique and specific to everyone who is watching today's video. I also have a household, how I plan next week, this week, and I have a family, how I plan next week, this week. And family has changed a lot because my kids are grown and gone. I only have one child still in the home, and she's 16 and she is fully independent. So I don't have a lot of planning that I have to do. But if you have small children, depending on their age, it's going to be different. Because maybe you have to look at the snacks for the week and the lunches for the week and prep their clothes for the week and all the sports and activity schedules. I remember those days. And even back in those days when I was really busy running this big family with 5 children, I still mapped out next week, the weekend prior or the week prior. So when it comes to personal, what do I do to plan for next week? Well, I start with my workouts. I look at the whole week ahead and I determine when I'm going to do my workouts, what days and what time. The goal is always 5 workouts per week, and I map that out. I schedule that and I protect it. Now, if something arises and it's an emergency, we know we'll get thrown off, and understand that with everything that I share. But my workouts get planned out the weekend before. I don't wake up in the morning and determine what I'm going to do. That could be an error if I chose to do that route. I also do my meal planning and my grocery list for the entire week. I map out what days I'm eating clean, what 2 days I'm going to take a celebratory meal or cheat meal, not the whole day, just a meal. If we're going to be dining out anywhere, I have that all scheduled ahead of time. If I need to make any dinner reservations, I will do that. But I have my head wrapped around what I'm going to eat. I also go into my task list and I set what days I need to pull meat from the freezer and move it to the refrigerator so that's thawed out in time. Because I know the whole week's plan for eating, I can do that. One of the biggest mistakes is people don't know what they're going to make each day. They're not thinking about it until the day of. It makes sense that you fall off your diet. It makes sense that you don't achieve your goals. You have to plan ahead. And I don't mean the day before. I mean the week before. In fact, many of you have reached out and want help and assistance on how to create a meal plan calendar. Would love to help you with that. I create the whole month at a time. Now you can do it 1 week at a time. Plan next week, this week. I plan next month, this month, basically. So all of January has been mapped out for my meal plan at the very beginning of the month. And that is really key to my success. And if you would like help in that area, I have a workshop coming up in just under 3 weeks. Details, information, and how to get registered for that workshop will be in the description box below today's video. I highly encourage you to take advantage of that. If you did take the Organize Tomorrow Today Plan Ahead workshop, I do touch on the meal plan calendar in that, and I show you mine and walk you through it as well as the grocery list. But this workshop that I'm going to be having in about 3 weeks is going to be way more in depth. So I encourage you to sign up. So my workouts are planned for the week, what days, what time, what I'm going to do, and my meals are planned for the week. I also prep my supplements for the following week as well. Now I have 9 containers of supplements, so about every 9 days I need to refill those containers. But that is something that you may want to prep the week before, because if you're not taking your supplements, you probably don't have a system or a plan. Appointments. Do I have any appointments in the coming week that I need to take anything with me? Do I need to create an errand list around those appointments? If I have to run to a town 35 minutes away because I have an appointment, I'm going to think about other stops that I can make. The dry cleaners, get gas, go to the post office, stop at the grocery store, pick up a prescription, so that I don't have to run out all the time. If I'm looking ahead, I can plan this out. I'm way more effective with my time. I also determine if I need to make any appointments. Is there anything that's left undone, or do I need to make a hair appointment, a nail appointment, a beauty appointment, a dentist appointment, a doctor's appointment? Do I need to schedule anything for any upcoming vacations or events? We have a bridal shower coming up the end of April. We have a wedding the end of June, and we have a family vacation the end of July. So each week, I'm looking at, do I need to make any phone calls this week? Do I need to rent anything? I check in on that weekly so I don't lose sight of it. And then clothing, beauty, and skincare. Is there anything that I need to purchase? Do I have my clothes ready to go for anything that's going to come up that week? I film about 2 days per week, and I like to make sure I have all of those clothes ready. I also take a look if there's anything significant coming up over the next couple months where I have to wear something above and beyond the normal clothes, because what if I have to take something to the tailor? What if I have to pick up an item because I have a missing accessory or piece to go with what I would like to wear? Let's say you have a wedding coming up in March. Well, you don't want to wait till the first day of March to take care of that, because what if something needs to be altered? You want to take care of that way in advance. So once a week, I do that check-in. I'm always looking at my calendar and assessing what's to come. For household, for family and household, what responsibilities do I have to plan next week, this week? I have a system with Chloe, my 16-year-old, who's still in the home. She's in 10th grade. She and I currently share a car. So we have to communicate at the beginning of the week what days she can take the car to school and what days I may need the car. I don't want to tell her the night before, because she may need to make plans how she's going to get to school. So every Sunday we text or talk back and forth about what's coming that week. She gives me her work schedule. She tells me anything that's going on, what day she plans on going to the gym, and I share with her what the availability of the car is, and also if her father and I have anything coming up that week that she needs to know about. Laundry. Does it look like I'm going to need to do laundry one day that week? If I do, I want to go in and see what my week looks like. What would be the best day for me to do some laundry? Because there's some days that it wouldn't be in my best interest to start a load of laundry, because I have such a full plate. We only have so many hours in a day, and my capacity is full. My hours are spoken for, so even laundry could be too much. So I map out what would be a good day for me to do laundry, and then I go task it. And if you want to know more about the task list, I have plenty of videos. I have a recent one where I talk about the task list, and also in that workshop that I have the replay in the description box below. We really heavily cover the task list there as well. I look at the dry cleaning. Does any dry cleaning need to be dropped off or picked up? Does any packages need to be shipped back? track. Now, it's nice to stay on top of those things like shipping out packages, but sometimes I think it's easier to get everything out, the shipping tape, the scissors, and do it all at once. But often people will have items they need to ship back piling up, and then they forget about them, and you could get past the delivery deadline date. You need to be checking in once a week, and that's part of planning next week, this week. This is also when I do an assessment of food in the pantry, refrigerator, and freezer that's not meal planning or meal prepping. These are just staples that we keep in our home. I will go and do an assessment to see if we have everything we need. If we don't, I pull up the grocery list, which you know is a document, and I type it into the grocery list. Will the cleaning lady be coming this week? If she is, I need to communicate to the loved ones in my home that she's coming to make sure that they have everything ready for her to arrive, and we don't often have the night before. So if everyone knows ahead of time and we're pacing ourselves, we can gradually make sure everything is done. For example, my cleaning lady always comes on a Monday, so if today is Sunday and I didn't already know this, I could be tripped up and we may have plans this evening, but yet we have to do things to prepare for the cleaning lady to be here first thing in the morning. That's why planning ahead is so important. Now work, and not everyone is going to have work. I pull all my client files for the week and I put them in the order. So Monday's clients are on top, then Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and then I can just pull that file. I typically create email drafts on Friday when I'm babysitting my beautiful 8-month-old, almost 8-month-old grandbaby June. I will create email drafts for my clients where we conduct their coaching session on Zoom. I will go in and create the Zoom meetings. I will start the email draft and I will leave it there. And then on Sunday mornings, I typically shoot out those emails to all my clients that will be doing their coaching on Zoom that week. While my filming and publishing calendar is already up to date, I'm also going to assess what days I'm filming on and do I need to task anything to prepare for that ahead of time. So if I know I'm going to be filming on Wednesday, I know there are things this Tuesday that I need to do to prepare for filming on Wednesday. I want to be able to wrap my head around that. I don't want to wait until Tuesday night and be like, I have to film tomorrow. I don't even have this ready. I don't have that ready. I like to be able to pace myself and know what's coming. And that's pretty much everything. And if you want to hear more or if I missed anything, I'm sure I share it in the workshop replay that you can check out. But this is what I do. And again, your life may look different because we all have different things going on in our life. Not everyone is a mother, okay? Not everyone works outside of the home or is employed someplace. Most people aren't business owners. Many people just go to work and come home. So you may not have a work category that you need to plan next week, this week. Everyone will have personal, everyone will have home, and to some degree, everyone will have family depending on what your family consists of that you are an active role in. And if you don't know what I mean by active role, you'll want to check out the video in the drop-down box below that I just did a couple weeks ago where I talk about active roles and how you need to know yours. It's another missing link with my clients in coaching. They think they have all this time to get everything done, but they're not really thinking about their active roles and how many hours they have in a day and what hours are even left after the ones that are already spoken for. So this is how you can become more productive in 2022. I assure you, if you devote the time to planning next week, this week, you will find that your life will be running on a much smoother track. If you're looking to optimize, this is one of the key components to optimizing your systems and organization. And as always, if you need more assistance, you know where to find me for one-on-one coaching. All of those links will be in the description box below. Don't forget, if you're interested in the meal planning workshop, I highly encourage you to check that out. It's going to be powerful because you are going to have a whole new lens towards how you meal plan, create your grocery list, and how you task everything. It's going to be awesome. So check it out. All right. Thanks for joining me. I will see you later this week with another video right here on YouTube.